Ink ribbon.
After making my video on the top 10 Easter eggs in Resident Evil 2, I decided to dive into the next game, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and see if I could find any other deep hidden secrets, and I'm happy to say that there are definitely a few. Just know that some of these can never be unseen once you know about them. And with that, here are the top 10 secrets and Easter eggs in Resident Evil 3.
Number 10.
Creepy Sky Face. So I'm starting this list with this entry because I don't actually know if this just looks like a face or if the developers intentionally put it into the game, but if you get to this screen and look into the sky, you can see what looks like a giant white face behind the buildings in the sky. I did a ton of research but couldn't find anything, but regardless of its origins, it's something you can never unsee. You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to immediately pause this video because I have to show you guys something that happened while I was recording footage for this video. In the sewage treatment plant, I came across those drain demos or whatever they're called, the things that look like Chimera from the first game, and I saw something that I've never seen before. It's really fast, but I'll slow it down so you can see. It looks like one of them produced a baby, or like a tiny one, and then I immediately killed it, and then I left the room before I realized what had happened, so I didn't really get a good glimpse of it, but I've googled this, I can't find anything. As you can see, something happened. If you guys know what this is, please let me know in the comments, but yeah, bonus Easter egg while I was hunting Easter eggs. So, let's continue with the video.
Number 9.
Enhanced ammo. So some people probably already know this, but I feel the need to put it here because it's very easy to miss, and I didn't find out until many replays of the game. As you know, mixing gunpowder with the reloading tool can make different ammo types, depending on how you mix it. At a certain point, you have the options to mix gunpowder instead of making standard ammo. But if you keep mixing regular ammo gunpowder, eventually a prompt will ask you if you'd like to create enhanced ammo. This applies to both handgun ammo and shotgun ammo. This ammo has a lot more stopping power than regular ammo and is able to stop Nemesis temporarily as he chases you, which makes the enhanced ammo great for stopping him in his tracks.
Number 8.
Nemesis Drops. This is another one that most people should know, but in my experience a lot don't, so I feel the need to mention it. The Nemesis is a pain in the ass and can easily kill you without warning if you aren't careful. But taking him down is worth it if you can do it. Only available in hard mode, if you manage to defeat the Nemesis every time you encounter him, he will drop a special item. The first two are parts to a special handgun that can be combined to create the most powerful handgun in the game, capable of blowing zombies' heads off with a pretty high success rate. After that, he drops a first aid box filled with 3 first aid sprays. The next 2 items he drops are parts to a rapid-fire shotgun, followed by another first aid spray box. But if you can kill him for a 7th time after beating the game once, he will drop a special item that allows you to give any weapon of your choice infinite ammo for the rest of the game.
Number 7.
Alex Mack Portraits. Continuing the theme from the Back to the Future poster on my Resident Evil 2 secrets, the developers included another equally random background element. In the 90s there was a show called The Secret World of Alex Mack, which apparently I'm the only person who remembers watching. Anyway, after you get to the clock tower area, on this screen you can see this portrait of none other than Alex Mack. Maybe the company that gave her powers was actually Umbrella.
Number 6.
Resident Evil 4 poster. This one is well known but also easily missed, so I thought I'd put it on this list anyway. If you look closely at several walls, mainly the walls outside of the front of the restaurant where you meet Carlos, you can see a big poster for Biohazard 4. It was being developed at the same time as this game, but that project ended up becoming Devil May Cry. There's actually a lot of stuff hidden in the background in this game. Most are a bit obvious, such as the Dino Crisis posters and the Capcom insignia.
Number 5.
Shooting Nemesis's rockets. As we know in certain points of the game, Nemesis will be equipped with a rocket launcher to fire at Jill and can make him a lot more dangerous. Veteran badasses controlling Jill probably know this, but you can actually take care of it pretty easily if you know what you're doing. When he aims the rocket launcher at you, Aim in the right direction as he's firing. If you shoot it, it will cause the rocket launcher to pivot, which sends the rocket flying in a direction away from Jill and can prevent her from being hit by it. You can also just run around and try to avoid them, but this is way more fun. And his rocket launcher only holds 8 rockets. Once he's out of ammo, he will toss it aside and come running after you.
Number 4.
Back to the Future. If you watched my Resident Evil 2 Secrets video, you already know there's a picture from the Back to the Future movies in the STARS office, albeit with a slight color palette shift. Well, in Resident Evil 3 there are actually 2 references to Back to the Future at the Stagla gas station. First we have the infamous DeLorean parked right outside. Then if you go inside, you can see this picture from the STARS office again, as well as a few interesting pictures, such as this one from the movie 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I wasn't able to make out the other ones, but if any of you guys do, let me know in the comments.
Number 3.
Shooting street lamps. Throughout the game there are explosive barrels that you can shoot, resulting in a big explosion. But most people don't know about the exploding lamps. In the big fountain area before you go into the sewage treatment plant, you can actually shoot these lamps, resulting in a big explosion. As to why they chose this area, I'm not sure because they aren't really that useful, but still cool nonetheless.
Number 2.
Ivy. During the fight with Nemesis in the acid room, there's a lot to see. One of the more interesting things you will notice is under the dead scientist who gives you the keycard, if you look closely you can see a dead Ivy plant monster from Resident Evil 2. How it got here nobody knows, but I guess the same can be said about the dead tyrants towards the end of the game.
Number 1.
Resident Evil 2 crash site. This is by far my favorite Easter egg in Resident Evil 3, but it's completely easy to miss. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 storylines overlap and there is some crossover, such as entering the RPD right after Leon and Claire. Or before, I'm honestly not 100% sure on that. But one of the more interesting crossovers here is near the subway car. If you pay close attention to the background, that's actually the crash site where the semi-truck hit Leon's squad car at the beginning of Resident Evil 2. It's such a small detail, but it's so cool to see that amount of planning put in by the developers. And that's it for this list. I tried really hard to find as many Easter eggs as I could, but there weren't too many in this game to be honest. If you like this video, be sure to check out my other videos, including the top 10 Resident Evil 2 secrets and Easter eggs. Also be sure to like and subscribe, as well as using the community tab to vote on future videos. I'm Kai Morgan, and as always, thanks for watching Ink Ribbon.